Hi guys, welcome back to Kpop Talks. I'm your host. Today we're doing our monthly review of the best songs of the month. In this case, gonna be November 2023. Let's not waste much more time. Let's get right into the video because we have a bunch of songs to talk. First with Jungkook with Standing Next to You. I think this is his best release since he started his this debut solo run. My bad. I think the R&B elements, the more steady, like relaxed vocals really fit him really good. He's more comfortable on this track, and I think he can showcase his ability more than more of these pop tracks that try obviously more for a chart aspect of success. This song has 60 million views, which is pretty low for a Jungkook song, which showcases a different approach to this song compared to these other ones where they're searching for the popular, searching for the mainstream hit. This is more relaxed, it's more like chill, and I think this type of music fits him more, similar to what V has been doing, in my opinion. I think that style of music fits them more than the classic pop artist aesthetic that they want to go for a K-pop idol. They say Vis, we don't mind. Vis, they're I think Indonesian if I'm not mistaken, or Thai, I could be wrong. They're a pretty good group. It's one of my favorite songs of the month. Very catchy. I love the chorus. I love the vocals. The rapping sections are good. Yeah, it's a very good K-pop song in every aspect, in my opinion, and it's executed at a pretty high level, specifically vocally. I would say that's the strength of the song, in my opinion. But overall, I think if you look at every single aspect of the song, it's well executed. But the vocals are really the S tier aspect of the song, in my opinion. And next we have Smoke Remix featuring a bunch of artists from the hip hop scene, and I think it's a really good song in my opinion. I love the production by Dynamic Duo. I love the way that everybody has their own color and style entering this track. And I think that's what you want with a Apolsica. We want everybody to be themselves, everybody to bring the best out of what they know how to do it, and I think this track did it. I would say in Korea, at least, there's a good history of this type of tracks being good or leaving an impact. So it's nice to see that this year we have another of a similar caliber, at least of quality, not necessarily of success. I would say that the one they did last year with for Nike with Changmo and Sins and all of these others was better. Was also more popular, but it's still a pretty good song overall. Next, I have Vivids with Maniac. I feel about Vivids. I think they're a consistently a good group. This is definitely their song that I would say it's more poppy in the sense of like it's a little bit more like classic fourth generation group. I think they executed very good, specifically from a vocal standpoint. Production wise, it's pretty simple, nothing extraordinarily interesting, but you have to give them credit. I think when you have this type of success that Vivids had since they were in G-Friend, they could have moved on. The fact they still want to keep making music and do it at a certain level and do it as good as they have been, you have to give them credit. A lot of other artists tend to not be as good as them when they tend to leave their original group and do different concepts or different things. So the song is good, and I think it's definitely probably their better release since they've started as Vivids. Next we have Youngjae with Do It. It's a pretty catchy song. I think Youngjae has really found his stride as a pop artist with this track and this album. The productions, the vocals, it's everything where it's supposed to be. Again, Youngjae is also been my favorite GOT7 members. To see him succeed and do well makes me happy. I think the vocal chops here are fine, but again, I think everything on this track, from the production, the chorus, the elements of it, all like comprise made to, like, how you say, like as a whole, make the song very enjoyable and one of the better tracks of the month, in my opinion. But the album showcases a lot of other aspects of his ability that I think you should go into and really discover, because he's a very talented artist, as we know. This is Sujin with Agassi. Pretty cool to see her back making music. She didn't disappear and she came back with an amazing song. I know she hasn't really been active this month. It's pretty typical that when a solo artist starts their career towards the end of the year, they tend to like stop, because at that point it's kind of late to start doing a lot of the promotion stuff like that. But the song has everything that made Suchin a very good, I think, element inside of G Idol, one of the stronger elements of G Idol. Just her vocal presence, her performance presence, her presence on screen is really strong. So I think she has all the premises to have a very good career if the company she's under will actually play their cards right and not get caught in the bullshit of K-pop promotion, stuff like that, because you just need a couple of missteps and things can go left very fast, my bad. But I don't know. I hope the best for her. I think she deserves it, and everything that she went through was obviously bullshit and kind of things I've always hated about this industry. Next we have Kiss of Life with Bad News. Well, just one of the better tracks of the year, 100%. I love the production in here. I love the hip hop element. It's done very good. It shows a level of respect towards the genre. I would say it's not just a mockery in any way. The vocals are there. The production hits hard, and the chorus is overall very fun and catchy. So I think they've hit all the right notes, and I think they've hit them in a way where it makes them stand out. They're never gonna be the biggest group. They're never gonna have the success of Twice or Blackpink, or even in a small element to an IVE, for example. But they can definitely have an impact in the industry and be a relevant group for a very, very long time, and I think they have the talent for it. Whether fans will keep being interested in them or not, it'll be interesting, because specifically the big three plus Hype are really pushing a lot of groups in the next 2 or 3 years, so it'll be harder for these smaller groups to really keep being relevant as these major companies start having 10 pretty much active groups each every decade. It'll be very, very hard for them. Next we have Minwa featuring Zico with Enju. I think Minwa has just a special ability to bring the best out of the rappers that she's features with. She has done it like 4 or 5 times in recent memory, and she's done amazing. Zico always brings a very good feature. Zico has always been a very consistent, really good artist, objectively. But give credit where credit is due. Minwa is a very talented singer. Finally, she released this song under AOMG. I think her move to this company was just a matter of pretty much time. But vocally she's a very cute and a very reminds me a lot of Akmu, lead singer. I always forget her name, fuck, but she kind of reminds me of her, and yeah, I think the song is just very, very fun, and Zico always brings a very fun and interesting lyrics, I would say, that normally you don't really get into this genre. Next we have Soyeon with WYDNN. Very, very interesting track by Soyeon. Going solo like this out of nowhere, and I think doing very good with a debut like this. It's extremely impressive. She has, I think, every single aspect to be a very successful artist. Everything will be hard for her because she was in a kickstarting group. You decide to leave that group. You decide to then do everything on your own. It's kind of hard, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how successful she'll be at it. But it's gonna be a very, very uphill battle for her, because if she just stayed, I don't remember if it was NMix. I think it was NMix. If she just stayed with NMix for 3 years, they reached a certain level of success, and then she left, I think she could have reached higher levels. Now it's like she's starting from zero, but I respect her. She probably went in the industry, she probably saw a lot of things she didn't like, and she said, fuck it, I'm gonna be myself. And that's something you have to commend, I think, in general. Next we have Forestella with Snow Globe. Just an amazing vocal performance by Forestella, and a very, very, really, really good instrumental, very lyric, very opera focused, very grand, and it's done in a way that it's tasteful with again, followed by incredible vocals and melodies, which is just the main reason why you should listen to this song. Cleanse your ear, hear what true vocalists can do, because I think if you're a 4th generation fan, you start now, you don't really get that a lot as much anymore. So get your there and really enjoy quality vocals like we don't really see in K-pop anymore. There's a Red Velvet with Chill Kill. Objectively, this song has been growing on me. It's a good song. I think it has everything that I like about Red Velvet: quality vocals, interesting concepts, decent lyrics. I think it's definitely one of the better songs of the month, 100%. But I still think it was rushed. I still think this is kind of an undercooked concept that probably if you gave them a couple of months extra, that probably they would have pushed an even better track. But I understand that I think their contracts are up in air, and you want to have at least one last comeback before them leaving, in case they leave. But if they stay, and you already knew they were staying, you could have waited to January. But this is normally the moment that, especially last 3 or 4 years, Red Velvet has been making comebacks, right? So it is what it is. It's a good track by Red Velvet. It's definitely a song that has grown on me, but I still feel like this song could have been so much more, and it's already one of the better tracks of the month, in my opinion, undoubtedly. This is Crush with Ego. As I've said in the review when I talked about it, when I made that weekly K-pop recap, Crush is just a mature artist in every aspect, vocally, production-wise, lyrically. He exactly knows what he's talking about, and he's conscious about who he is, which is the most important thing. Even though he can seem very tongue-in-cheek and everything, he is a full-fledged artist. I think once you go into his album Wonder Ego, which is a super impressive album, as there are production aspects. Um, Lyrically, sonically, thematically, conceptually, I think you start to realize how much he has grown compared to what he was 6 years ago. I think it's a very, very impressive feat, honestly, and he has done it in a very organic manner, without overly chasing trends like numbers or, features like some of his contemporaries have tried to do. Next, have Vix with Amnesia. As I've said, I think Vix showcased with this song how good a second generation K-pop group can be. Uh, Even though they're not very active, just really interesting concept, amazing vocal lines, interesting melodies, very, very interesting production. Like, compare this production, which is a typical VIX production, to most fourth generation groups. Like, here the depth, the changes of pace, the changes of concepts of aesthetics from one aspect of the song of the other, without caring about pace or like having to constantly entertain every minute. It's something that I think a lot of the newer gen groups could learn, in my opinion. I think, in fact, a group like Stray Kids would benefit for approaching the music more like this than ever, because I think sometimes their songs go too fast all the time. So again, Vix just comes back similar to Infinite this year, even though I think Infinite did at a much higher level, because I think Infinite has one of the better songs of the year, like top 10. They've really, I think, showcased how much K-pop has also, I think, gotten dumber, but I think on top of gotten dumber, I think also gotten like more simplistic, but surprisingly way more popular. It's just the way it is in life. Let's have MCND with Odd Venture, just one of the more fun K-pop groups, boy group songs I've heard all year. I would say just a very, very fun, enjoyable track from front to back, with a very, very fun chorus. I'm happy MCMD is back, and they're back making good music and quality songs, which is what matters after, I think, a very, very tough 2022 for them. And I think I'm quite happy for them, honestly, and hopefully they can keep that going into 2020. And next we have Taber featuring is it Yerin Beck or Beck Yerin? I don't remember. It's the same shit, really, with Bing. Very, very good vocal performance by both artists. They fit each other like a glove, and the song has an incredible, like, melodical and vocal range that, again, it's just beautiful to listen to. And the song is just a great song. It relaxes you. Someone makes you sad about things you didn't live, as they normally say, but it's one of those great songs that I think showcase how many great singers there is in Korea that we don't really know about. Next we have Lim Ji with Deja Vu. Lim Ji is an artist that I've discovered recently. I like her a lot. I like the productions she chooses for herself, and the way she plays on them with her voice. Like a lot of artists, even if you give them like relatively simple productions, they tend to stay standard. She kind of plays around and tries things, and not only on this song, obviously, but on the project as well that she released with this song. Like, there's an element of really understanding who you are and like your strengths, therefore you don't overdo it with a lot of the worst parts of your vocal ability, and therefore you can bring the best out of yourself, even from simpler productions. Because this song has a basic production. It's fun, it's catchy, but vocally it's where the real like sauce is, and I think she really brings the best out of this track in every possible way you could. Next you have Tama with Baby I Know. As I've talked many times about Tama, one of the best solo artists in Korea, incredibly versatile, incredibly intelligent, understand music to a deeper level than most artists. Amazing vocalist, just one of the better artists in Korea. One of the best. I mean, if you ask me to make a top 10, he would definitely make the top 10 as of today. He's such an interesting and unique artist, I think, in the country there, and he's really good as well. So, yeah. Next we have Park Bom featuring Dawn with I. One of the best collaborations of the year, the last 3 years. Incredible vocals by Park Bom, incredible feature by Dawn. One of the best, I think collaborations I've heard in a really, really long time. Might be even the best of the last 3 to 4 years. Incredible level. and I'm happy that Don is back and making music at a certain level where he deserves to be because he's that talented. Next we have Amber Liu with Hate Myself. I've always said that I love when Amber is more introspective. I think she has a lot to say, a lot to talk, and they're always my favorite tracks, these ones. But you know, Amber is a polyandric artist, she can do everything she wants, but this track is why I love her. She brings an element of honesty that I think is very rare in this industry, so great track by her.
Next we have 3YE with Loco. This is the type of song I wanted to hear from 3YE. Just great mood, great production, very simple vocals, but it hits home. It's a home run in every way. This is the type of music I think 3YE could have done a long time ago. Instead, they precisely decided to focus more on other aspects of their career, which is fine. I don't think that's necessarily a problem, but I think when when you're a group of a certain caliber, you're young, you're new, you're small, why trying to be the biggest next thing? You know, just be your thing. And the fact that it took them this long to do it, I think it's a sign of good things to come for the industry. And I think it's a sign that sometimes things can be done in a better way without having maybe external pressures from like having to reach certain numbers when it's not really required. So I give a lot of credit to them. I think they've grown a lot and they've released one of the better songs of the year, 100%. Next we have Baby Monster with Batter Up. As I've talked in the weekly Kpop recap, I think like hating this group because it's simil YG, it's retarded. Like this is YG style. It's what made them a $1 billion company. It's what made them iconic. It's what made them one of the most influential K-pop companies and styles in the history of the genre. Probably the most influential even. So to complain on that doesn't make sense. So the song is good. The song is fun. The chorus is very catchy. I don't know what more fans want, and I think it is a classic situation where people just want to get mad at something. And Baby Monster is an easy target, specifically from Blackpink fans who are overly obsessed with that group, thinking that everything revolves around them. So they much rather prefer take down and humiliate a younger group of girls that want to succeed instead of focusing on other things important in their personal lives. I think the song hits hard, the song is very fun, and it's actually quite diverse for a single from YG. He doesn't try to go overly big, overly sensational. It's grounded in something. I think it's a good thing. This girl group I think has a lot of potential. And this was it for the best K-pop songs of the month. As you see, it wasn't necessarily the longest video, but I think there were a lot of very good tracks on here, a lot of memorable ones as well. Variety, great solo stuff, great group stuff. Again, I wish fans stop bringing this very toxic energy towards Baby Monster. I think it showcases a certain level of unhealthiness in people when they start doing that. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think people were doing that even towards the XT to a certain extent, but not as bad as with this group. Overall, I think it was a good month, and thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't know if I didn't say it before, I'll say it now. Thank you for watching, and see you with the next video.